Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, the voice of hardcore boxing. Uh, 7 o'clock in the morning, 28th of December. The year's coming to an end now, isn't it? Uh, we're not running out of things to say because there's always scripts to be knocked up, isn't there? But I always like to finish the year on a high. Been watching a few interviews since about 3 a.m. My sleep pattern's knackered. But I just want to point out that Welcome Estates have got a winter sale on. So if you're interested in buying a property abroad or you're interested in joining our Refer Us Friends schemes, get in touch with me. All right. Big shout out to Spartan Demolition as well. Scott and Lee over there in Rotherham. Hope you're well. Keep plodding on, lads. 2023 is looking prosperous. Oh, let's hope. Right. Dominic Ingle did an interview. I had a watch of it early hours today, and I've looked at a few of his interviews and a few of Johnny Nelson's, and I don't know what they're putting in the water up there at the Ingle lab, but they all seem to be talking a bit of sense, don't they, lately? Hey, they've been talking that much baba for the last 10 years, then now all of a sudden they all just realise that you should just be truthful and talk sense. But no, I thought he came across all right, Dominic, regarding Anthony Joshua and the pitfalls of having an entourage and things like that. You know, you got people in corner cheerleading for you and blah de blah, and I don't know. I mean, people talking over at training in corner. It's pretty simple, really. You just do what Peter Fury does. He just says, "I'm the only voice in that corner," and he only has to say it once. No, but you've got everybody vying for position, haven't they, to be Joshua's mate? Bit like when Nazim Ahmed were running show back in the day, innit? Naz couldn't even go toilet without somebody being stood next to him. That's a true story. We all know loads of Naz tales. I remember him coming around to Afro Caribbean Club one Sunday night in Doncaster. 3 carloads of them, Naz and somebody else in a Ferrari, and 2 other cars, some Vauxhall Nova or something, and this other one. He wrote the Ferrari off on way home and ended up leaving his mates and drove off in the Nova. And nobody said a word. And you had people like Johnny Nelson back in them days used to wash Naz's car for him. Isn't that right, Johnny? You know that, Johnny. British champion washing Naz's car. Naz, can I be your friend? And Johnny wasn't the only one that were hanging out of the back of Naz back in the day. Naz couldn't breathe. Couldn't even walk into a restaurant without there being 5 people following him around like flies around dog poo. That's true. I don't know if he's still mates with a lot of them up there back in the day, but they all had a good do out of him. Holidays, clothes, cars, the lot. Well, Joshua's got all that now, hasn't he? Same as Mike Tyson had it. I mean, when I were at Dennis's, I'm not being funny, but everybody who wanted to be a boxer seemed to be building these entourages except Liam Cameron, Sheedy, and Tommy Frank. They just used to walk around. They weren't bothered. But I remember not Perry Howe, although he's starting to get like that. David Howe. I don't think they're any relation. He come into office one day, Miss Moneypez. Did you see that with David Howe earlier? I went, yeah. Why does he have about 8 people following him in matching tracksuits? We all sponsors. I said, who are these people? So Michelle says, well, there's a strength and conditioner, a nutrition guy, his trainer, his mate, his driver, his commercial man. He had all these people around him, David Howe. I did not had a win. I'm sure. I think he might have been about 1-8 or something. I don't know. It was shocking, this. Shocking. But this is what happens, and it rubs off on other people like it's rubbed off on Perry Howe, hasn't it, really? Dennis bought him a WBF Silver International or whatever it is. He's strutting around Sheffield with that belt like he's Mayweather. Now, I ain't got a problem with a bit of self-promotion, but learn your craft first and don't be getting in ring with a big belly looking fat as a pig. Michelin man, it's not good. It's not a good look, Perry. But in my opinion, there's too many people hanging around boxers. Where are these people when these boxers are coming through amateurs? They're not hanging out the back of them then, are they? So Dominic Ingalls spoke very well, and he'll have seen it from first-hand experience, won't he? With the people around Naz, that big entourage that Daniel Thorpe used to have, that Dave Coldwell kept promising him. You'll get your entourage one day, Daniel, if you stick with me. Yeah, good luck with that, Daniel. Anyway, let's have a little look at what we've had this year. We've had Triple G, haven't we, against Canelo at £168. Who wanted to really see that after the first two, and who wanted to see a weight that's not Golovkin's comfortable weight? So Canelo's had it all his own way in them 3 fights with ring-sized gloves and even weight issues, haven't they? Do you remember when Canelo had a 155 special weight class for himself? Unbelievable, wasn't it? We've had Tyson Fury in 2 stadium fights, which is brilliant, isn't it? But let's have it right. Till USA took his visa off him, he didn't want to fight in UK, did he, Tyson Fury? You know what I mean? He was saying UK treating bad and that, and blah, blah, blah. America's where it's at. Soon as American dream's over, he's saying UK's where it's at. But didn't Joshua say that? He said the UK's where it's at after beating Povetkin at Wembley. You know that old man? The UK's where it's at. I love you, UK fans. Fight after that, America. Fight after that, Dubai for Joshua. So the UK's not where it's at. The money's where it's at. Now Tyson Fury's saying UK's where it's at. But when Saudi come knocking for Usyk fight, the UK won't be where it's at. These people change their minds like they change the knickers. Do you know what I mean? That's just my opinion. I'm entitled to it. Fury will show what he thinks about UK when them Saudi princes start wafting that lover at him, that Vonga. So, as for Anthony Joshua, he's had 1 fight this year. So, Errol Spence, how many fights has he had? Well, he's had more car crashes than fights, hasn't he? So, Brooke Khan, what do we think to that? Well, it would overcooked by about 8 years, so that were a cash grab. We've had Deontay Wilder for 1 round this year. I'm along with that, about 90 seconds. We've had Conor Benn this year, haven't we? Roided out of his mind on 2 dope tests. We've had Canelo beat. We've had him in with Triple G, but we've had him beat. Andy Ruiz and Ortiz were just pure AIDS, wasn't it? Absolute pure AIDS. We've had Derek Chisora dug up yet again. Dylan White screaming about his WBC 4-year mandatory slot and how he's going to take Tyson Fury apart and put him on planet Jupiter. We all know what happened there, don't we? Do you know what I mean? Oh, we've had Dave Allen making comebacks, and that is coming back from what? Coming back from Pizza Romano at Conisbrough. Is that where he's been? Is that where you're coming back from, Dave? Turn it in and stop talking about comebacks. Be a good trainer. Learn your craft as a trainer. You'll be all right. You'll find your way eventually. We've had Josh Warrington, haven't we? We've had him beat. His run looks like it's come to an end. He's now running around with begging bowl, wanting Lee Wood. Maxi Hughes is the man of 2022 for UK boxing. Maxi Hughes. Then you'd have to say, for me, Mark Efron in second place. Probably Dennis McCann third, but that's subject to changing it. Other people have got different opinions. But you know what I mean? We've had all lies at cover-ups, though, haven't we? Conor Benn, doping scandal. Board are going to allow it. Then it came out in Daily Mail. So Board jumped out and said, "Oh, we're not allowing it." But up until Daily Mail expose, the board were all for it, weren't you, Robert Smith, Charlie Giles, and all the rest of you deadbeats? We've had Frank Warren, aka Bricktop, charges the dearest ever price for a pay-per-view in the UK. In times where inflation's gone up, interest rates going up, and wages are going, down, or they're not going up. Global recession, and we've got dearest ever pay-per-view for a guy dug up with 13 losses against an undefeated elite fighter who's beat him twice. But only in England could that happen, couldn't we? We've had Terry Harper going from 9 stone to 11 stone. Now, if she'd have done that as a male, she'd have been on news at 10, wouldn't she? And the 6 o'clock news on calendar. And on Porky's Corner. Well, she were on Porky's Corner because I mentioned it, but nobody's give Terry Harper any kudos for going from climbing them weight divisions like she's done. Is that a record in one jump? I think it is. That just shows you how dire the women's boxing is. But we have to put it on there, don't we, for equality, don't we? But that's how dire it is. When somebody that's been fighting at featherweight and then super feather can jump up to light middle with a big light middle, and then schooler, win 2 belts off somebody who's technically from white collar, isn't she, Anna Rankin? I know she's Dennis's fighter, but she's technically from white collar, even though she's strong as a bull. She's from white collar, isn't she? So that's where women's boxing is at. That's like Josh Whale. That's basically like me going and taking white collar up, and then Josh Whale fighting me, isn't it? Or Josh Whale fighting Charlo, or Liam Williams or something like that. Josh Whale against Beefy Smith at 154. That's like, isn't it? If Josh Whale beat Beefy Smith, it'd be on news at 10, wouldn't it? So that's really where women's boxing is at, where they've got a handful of people they can go for and they can jump a couple of stone. Craziness. But never mind, though. Never mind. We've got Campbell Hatton coming back as a wild card in 2023. Eddie Hearn's saying he's got this newfound power and he's punching through the guard, according to Eddie Hearn. So I don't know what shake Campbell Hatton's been on. I don't know. We don't know if he's turning into Shaking Stevens, shake, rattle, and roll. Who knows? But hey ho, what can you do? So just a little quick funny video for you. Okie dokie. People keep saying to me, Porky, how can we do it behind camera? Because I can. Because it's my channel and I do what I want. All right. That's why I'm doing it behind the camera. Okie dokie. I'll be back in my office within the next 7 days. So it's all good for all them people that say, Porky, you're not doing them in your office. You've been kicked out. No, I've not been kicked out. It's Christmas time. If you've not been watching TV or looking at your calendar, all you trolls out there. So no, I'm not kicked out of my office. I just fancied doing a few behind camera and mixing it up a bit and trying different things. But like I said, I will be back in, we're on 28th. We're back on 3rd of Jan. So it's all good, positive stuff in it. Okie dokie. I'm going to be there for another 2024, is it? I've got another 23 months in that office. Okie dokie. That'll take it up to 5 years. That's about it, really. It's time to get out my pit and have a coffee, take my dog for a walk, let him have a waz. All right. I'll take both my dogs for a walk, actually. I've got a poodle as well here. She's in the other bedroom. We have to keep them apart, or my dog Rocky will savage her. Because he's jealous to death. Okie dokie. Hope everybody has a great Wednesday. I don't know if this is going to go out today because YouTube seems to be taking 2 to 3 days to clear my videos now. Don't know why, because we haven't swore for months. Okie dokie. Big shout out to Welcome Estates. Hope you're well, Gary. Give me a ring when you watch this video. Okie dokie. We'll have a chat. All right. Big shout out to Cameron, tossing it off till 3rd of January, leaving me to run the ship on my own. We know intros and promo videos slipped into my videos. Cameron, you're a dosser and you're lazy. But Happy New Year. Okie doke. Hope you all enjoyed the Ozzie Smith part 1, part 2 and 3, and the Big Ron interview part 1 and 2. Okie doke. Hope you enjoy the thumbnail picture on this video. It's Clinton Woods. His Italian Mrs. on left, Natalia, is it? Natalie? And it's Big Ron on right. Okie doke. Peace out.